Because there are so many potential tools out there, where should we begin? We should always start not by exploring random tools just because it's new, it's interesting. Same goes with AI. Just because AI is out there now, don't just start by saying, how can I apply this AI or this tool? Always start with what you have. What are your processes? What do you care about? So let's go through an exercise that we can call process mapping. First step is to identify the actions that your prospect will take in order to complete a process. So ideally, you've already done your sales and strategy mapping. You know what your user journey looks like, and you have customers that are starting to engage with you. Remember, you don't want to automate right away. You don't want to build a process without first testing it. So only automate the things that you know are effective. So if you already have a process and you're finding that these are the steps that my prospect has to take, that is step one. Step two is, on the other side of the picture, you need to do the same for your business. For example, if your customer needs to read content, what do you need to do? You need to create content, right? You need to write blogs, you need to create podcasts, those kind of things. So this is a map that you can use as a template, and I'll share a link separately. And what you want to do is, on one side, you have your customer journey that's on the top. And then on the bottom side, you have your internal actions. So like I mentioned, if customer needs to engage with content, you need to create content. If customer needs to participate in a workshop, you need to organize those workshops, right? If you're trying to track if they are exhibiting sales qualifying behaviors, you need to create lead magnets so that you know that they are ready to move on. If they need to enroll in a program, you need to facilitate the program. Step three then is, now you go into that map and you try to identify those key decision points and qualifying metrics. So, for example, maybe one instance might be someone might read a blog post and then from there register for a workshop. That act of registering is a key decision point, right? It helps you move them to the next stage. And then if they register in the workshop, do they attend? If they don't attend, then maybe they're not a strong lead. But if they do attend, that's another key decision point. Maybe do they need to download a tool? Do they need to book a consultation? Do they need to enroll in a program? Once you have those key decision points, you now map out the actions and resources that you need to use to get the prospect to those decision points. So, for example, if they're engaging with content, where are they engaging? Maybe it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Ads, your newsletter. From there, maybe you point them towards a landing page for your upcoming event. They register for the event. And then from there, you need to capture the email, obviously, when they're registering. After they register, maybe they get a pre-workshop email. Maybe it gives them some resources. And then during the workshop, you want to check them in, right? So you're checking them so that you know if they attended or not. If they did not attend, what happens? Do you retarget them? Do they go back into a newsletter flow? Um, if yes, then maybe you send them a post-workshop email. From there, it prompts them to download a tool. Again, if no, maybe they go back into the funnel again to the top. And then if yes, then what happens? Maybe you send them program details. From there, after they read program details, then they book a consultation. And then if they book a consultation, there's a call. Again, if no, they just get dumped into the newsletter. And then if there's a call and they're a good fit, then you enroll them in the program. And then what happens after that? You collect payment, there's a thank you email, there's onboarding, you send them course content, you grade them, and then you put them into a community, for example. So if you know this is your rough process in terms of the actions, the activities that you need to do, you can now then research the tools that satisfy the functions and the workflows that you have for your business. So for example, here you can see, okay, maybe we're thinking for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, we will schedule posts using a tool like Hootsuite. We need to be able to capture customer information and track them and associate them with an email address. Maybe we're going to use a CRM tool like HubSpot. We need to be able to track event registrations, promote the event, send post-event emails, those kind of things. So, Eventbrite could do some of those. Maybe we need to do email drip campaigns, maybe newsletter that's going to be for MailChimp. And then we need to have a place for content, a place for our community. Maybe it's this Mighty Networks as a community platform. right? So your goal is to understand what you need to do first before you decide what tool is best for it. Ideally, it's best to have fewer tools that can do more instead of multiple individual tools for each individual function, because then there is more integration across the board and it's easier to set up automation. But there are certain constraints. It really depends on your business, your budget, your size, and what your needs are. So you need to shop around and figure out what are the pros and cons for each of the tools and what they can or can't do for you. So do this exercise on your own. Go through all five of those steps. So number one, identify what your prospects need to do. Number two, do the same, but for your business. Number three, what are the key decision points? Number four, map out the specific actions and resources that lead them there. And then number five, research the tools that satisfy those functions and workflows.